disciple all these students within One and All, we're always on the lookout for more great leaders to get plugged in and serving in youth. So who do you know that should be investing in the lives of the youth? Reach out to them. And also, let a coach or campus lead know who they are, so we can kind of be recruiting and inviting them to serve in youth. Also, keep in mind what it might look like for you and your co-leader that you're leading with to possibly, as you become veteran leaders, to now divide and conquer so groups can multiply. This used to be something we would encourage a lot, but I've now come to believe it is a case-by-case situation and basis. But here's a few things to keep in mind to help decide if splitting and multiplying is the right course of action for you. Number one, do you like your co-leader? I'm joking, that's just a joke. But it may be a question to think about. But I really do hope you and your co-leader have had to or have grown and developed a good relationship. But do you know a new leader who would be great at serving and can hop in as your co-leader if you split up? And does your other co-leader? Because at that point, now maybe someone who's not completely familiar with leading a group, it might be scary for them. Maybe that's how it was for you or is for you right now. But now you've led a group, you kind of know the ins and outs and how it works. And you can build and develop other leaders because the truth is you're constantly leading all the time with your co-leader, with your students, with your family, with your friends. You're leading all the time. It depends on what the kind of leader you want to be is. Another question is ask, is there a natural divide in the social dynamic of the group? It's not necessarily a bad thing. They've formed good relationships within the groups. Maybe you've got 10 students, there's 4 students that have gotten really close and 6 students that have kind of gotten close, and they've just naturally connected with each other. And then you and your co-leader go, man, this is awesome, we can split. And now these students can invite their friends and we can multiply and divide. So it would be good for you to break up as a group. These are some questions to think through. And the last thing I want to talk about is, would it be good for students to have more intergenerational relationships? A lot of time it has been said, you want to take a group from junior high all the way through high school, but I don't know if this is always the best way. I think there's something healthy to having and getting to know different mentors and leaders within the church, and having different perspectives and a wider relational base. I'm not so locked on to having to be with the same group year after year. I've seen that work, and I've seen students develop over that, but I've also seen them become overly dependent on the leaders and unable to branch out from that leader. So if that leader leaves, maybe it's more likely for that student to actually leave. So in some cases, if the leader is super healthy and the student is serving and growing and making other connections, it could be a healthy thing to stay together. But like so many things within youth ministry and ministry in general and in just life, every situation is different. So it might look different for each group, but that's something for you and your group to think about as you wrap up the school year and you're thinking about summertime and whatever's happening within youth in that summer and the fall community group semester. Just a question for you and your co-leader to process through, to think through, to pray through.